Yeah. Yes. Okay, again, good evening, everybody, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's workshop, as you can see, is about writing concisely and avoiding wordiness by a very outstanding presenter, Ms. Summaya Elhussain. She presented a lot, by the way, in the Academic Writing Center. As I told you before, she's a language instructor, Cambridge certificate teacher trainer, and a member of the curriculum and testing development section. She has postgraduate certificate, Trinity certificate, and an MA in TESOL. And by the way, she is a PhD candidate. Okay, if you're ready, Ms. Summaya, you can start. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind introduction and your nice words. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for your patience tonight. I mean, it's just things worked against me, but inshallah, they're going to work smoothly all through the presentation or the workshop. Okay, so my workshop is entitled Writing Concisely and Avoiding Wordiness. It just makes it sound like wordiness is like a big crime or something. I want to remind everybody and myself that wordiness is not a big crime, because we need it for when speaking, when we make speeches, when we make presentations. We have to say the same thing in different ways, and it shows that we are competent in the language, and it shows that we have got this wealth of linguistic competence and vocab and English vocab. So and of course it does in speaking and in speech and making presentations. Wordiness sort of create some kind of rhetoric effect that is pleasant when we make speeches and presentations. So, but writing is entirely different story. With writing, we have to be concise and we have to avoid wordiness, because it's all about the reader and the purpose of our writing. So serving both factors, using the word factors, actually both important sides, which is what I actually want to say and who are my readers, who are my audience, are really two important focuses of my writing. And we all know academic writing has to be structured in a particular way, in a way that is that follows the conventions of academic writing, and in a way that follows the standards set by expert writers. So what are we going to do tonight? I'm going to start my workshop with a task, and then later on we're going to look at the categories of non-essential words, and then another task, and then the reasons why we fall into the loophole of wordiness. And I'm going to just suggest some ways and methods of trying to be more concise in our writing. And then I have a third task for you. And all these three tasks, they share one thing. It's just all about practicing being concise in our writing. So it's all about eliminating the words that are added, and we feel that they're extra, and they do not add to the meaning of our writing. Okay, so so in these 4 sentences that we have on this slide, we're going to look at these sentences and decide which words we can leave out without changing the meaning of the sentence. We're going to work on this together. I'm going to have the chat box open. Yes, thank you. I think that's well spotted in his eyes. Yes. For the first one, yeah, I think so. Yes, surreptitiously, yes. Any more for the first one? Yeah, I agree. Surreptitiously and in his eyes are two different. There are 2 extra words that we can eliminate without touching the meaning, without affecting the meaning of the sentence. Because tears come from the eyes. And in the second one, somebody says in width, yes, thank you, Reem. The path narrowed, and the word narrowed implies that there's a width, and this path narrowed in width. Yes. Any more? The third one, in width, yes. Thank you, so. What about the third one? Couldn't speak because the recorder was on, but he nodded his head in affirmation when they asked him if he had been paid. In affirmation, yes, thank you, Zainab. And he said, Abir said, yes, thank you, Abir. Yes, in affirmation, yeah. Because once somebody knows, that means they're, they're agreeing with something. So they nod in affirmation. And people nod with their heads, so that is implied in the meaning of the sentence. So the words are extra, we don't need them, so we can eliminate them without touching the meaning of the sentence. What about the fourth one? Okay, we have in color, because I've got purple, yes. Yes, thank you, Zainab, yes, in color, Hanan, yes, that's right, I agree. Okay, that's everything, no more suggestions. She was photographed after the examination, although by then her bruises had gone from a deep purple in color to paler shades of green and yellow. Faded. Okay. Yeah. Yes. After the examination, she was photographed after the examination. Okay, so the examination implies that it's like a medical examination, like she's been, she was examined by a doctor or something. So examination by a doctor. Yeah. Because of bruises, etc. Yeah, I actually agree with your suggestions. I think that the meanings of these sentences have not changed at all by eliminating certain words. And I think these words are extra words. They're just taking up spaces and they're not adding any new meaning to the point of the sentence. So we usually we think like that. We think like, what is the focus of the meaning of this particular sentence? And if, we eliminate, we take out some words, and usually these words would be like lengthy phrases, would be like adjectives, adverbs, words like that. They usually not needed, for the focus of the meaning of the sentence. So that is one thing. When we have written something, we go back and read it, and we sort of think like, what kinds of words we can sort of take out, and that would be like part of our proofreading skills. Yeah. Okay. Now, do I have more? It is not moving. Yes. Okay, so I still have 5, 6, and 7. Or 5. Suggestions. Okay, shoulders, yes. What do people shrug? They shrug their shoulders, yes. Thank you, Stephen and Asma. Yeah. Anything else? Number 5. Okay, what about number 6? For number, which one? Number 6? Number our experience in Vietnam. Yes. Somebody asked me to repeat. Which one to repeat? Jane, which one to repeat? Yes, our experiences in Vietnam taught us. Yes, that's right. Yes. Yeah. Without having this lengthy sentence of, if it have taught us not to get into a war we could never win. Oh, okay, so there's a problem with the mic now. Okay, can everybody hear me fine? Taught. Yes. Okay, what we're looking into, Lijen, we're looking into sort of eliminating and taking out expressions and words and phrases that we think are redundant, we think are extra in these sentences. And if we take them out or eliminate them, they do not affect the meaning of the sentence. Thank you, Sana. Okay. What about number 6? He's not the only one who wants test of teacher competency. What about he's not the only one? What about he's not the only one? Can we write it in a better way, in a more concise way? Reducing the number of words? He's not the only one, yes. How can I say it? Can I say everyone? Okay, who wants? Can I say everyone wants test of teacher competency? Everybody, yes, yes, I can say that. I can say everyone wants the test of teacher competency, yes, and everybody, yeah, that's fine. What about number 7? Blocking its path, yes. Once I say the word obstacles, it will imply that it is something that blocks the development of something or progress of something. So we do not need blocking its path. That's extra words. Yeah, so we don't need that. Yeah, I think you guys have got it right from the beginning. I think the suggestions are really really good. Thank you so much for being interactive. Okay, so gonna get into the yes. Why do we fall into this loophole of wordiness? What is the reason? And why is it not acceptable in writing? And I think at the beginning we said part of it. We said because academic writing is structured. Academic writing has to take a certain format. We have to be concise. We do not want to, sometimes we feel like we haven't said much enough. Yeah, so it is not acceptable in writing because academic writing is like that. It has standards to follow. It has conventions to follow. Yeah, it is also a waste of time and effort. We, as I said right from the beginning, we have to think of the audience. Wordiness means Ghazal. It means using more words than needed, using a lot of words to mean one idea or more, or say one single point. It doesn't add to the meaning. It's just extra words, but it doesn't add to the meaning. Sometimes, yes, thank you, Stephen, can be boring. And yes, run-on sentences. And so the reader will lose focus. Yeah, it is a waste of time and effort. We have to think of the reader. The reader has picked your writing. The reader is reading your writing for a reason. So we need to serve that particular reason. If we're giving information, okay, yeah. If we're giving information, we want to be straightforward, we want to just communicate the information and the points right away without taking up the reader's time. And it can cause loss, like run-on sentences can cause loss of focus. Yeah, I mean, the reader will become confused. The reader will start reading your writing, and then at some point, the reader will get lost amongst your ideas. And wouldn't know what you exactly mean and wouldn't know how to follow you. So they will lose interest and they will stop reading, and we don't want that. Yeah, of course, audience will find it, like readers will find it hard to follow your ideas because you're saying too many things and you're using too many words, and that is a source of distraction to the reader. There is no clarity of points discussed. Definitely. Yes, definitely, Hanan. Yes, definitely. Yeah, can be a source of mistakes, definitely. So once the reader gets lost and once the reader cannot follow us, that means the writing is faulty. The writing is faulty. There's something that needs to be done about the writing. Yeah, and wordiness is just part of that. Of course, it's a deviation from the standards known in academic writing. Yeah, it is not like the structured academic writing as known by experts and fields of academia. Yeah, so we have to follow the standards, we have to be concise, we have to be focused, and we have to eliminate wordiness, and we have to use as few words as we can to communicate our points and ideas. Can we add more to that? Can somebody add more? I think you have take the reader a long time digesting the information. Yes, it does. It does. It will take the reader a long time to try to get to your point. Yeah, and sometimes they never do. And that is maybe yourself and myself. Sometimes we lose interest in some of the writer's writing. Sometimes you pick a book, but you don't want to read it because it is not written in the way you would expect it to be written. It's just all about that. Yeah, because readers do have expectations. Yeah, read run-on sentences, sentences and sentences and sentences without getting to the actual picture that we are trying to draw, and reread because they have lost focus and they are confused and they cannot get your ideas and they cannot get your points. Yeah, so they try to get to, they're trying to reach to your points and they cannot. They fail to do that because everything is written in a way that is not clear. Sometimes students do not know how to form a sentence. Yeah, sometimes like run-on sentences. Yes, yeah. So training is needed in this particular arena, definitely. Okay. Yeah, so wordiness in writing is not acceptable at all. It's a deviation, as we said, from the standards and conventions known in academic writing. So we have to remember that. We have to remember that. Okay, so what types of wordiness are we talking about? Okay, I'm just going to give you some examples. I'm not going to claim that I've read all the literature in this and that I'm giving you all the information. These are just some examples that I came across, and of course you can do your own free reading on the topic. Okay, so some dead words, and when we say dead words, we mean the words that take up spaces, add anything to the meaning of the sentence. They don't add anything. Yeah, I've got an example. I believe that not enough attention is given to the environmental problems. It can be modified. Environmental problems need more attention. Do you agree with me? Like I've in the first sentence, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 words. Okay, and in my modified sentence, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words, and it said exactly the same thing. Yeah, if you can say something, this teaches us what? Dead words teach us what? They teach us that if you can say something in 5 words, do not say it in 10 words, simply. Yeah, so eliminate dead words. And utility words like fillers, we call them fillers. Words like aspects, we tend to use words like aspects and factors and the sides, and these words are used in a vague way sometimes because they're just fillers. Like we can talk about, sometimes we talk about the environmental aspects. So what do we mean exactly by environmental aspects? Yeah, I mean, instead, when it comes to academic writing, the reader will expect you to name them, not just say environmental aspects. What are they? Say them, be clear. Clarity is something, that it's a cornerstone in academic writing. Yeah, so we shouldn't say environmental aspects, but we should say what they are actually. What are they? What are these environmental aspects? Yeah, and sometimes we talk about factors like, for example, learning factors. We talk about learning factors. This is when we talk about learning factors, the reader's going to get lost. The reader is expecting us to tell them, what are these learning factors? Just name them. What are they? Say them. We should say them, spell them out. Yeah, like, for example, these, for example, that, A, B, C, D, E, F, etc. Yeah, we name them. In academic writing, there's nothing as vague words. They are damaging, they're doing more damage than good to your writing. Okay, so words like that, we should think carefully about them before using them. Okay, just name these aspects and name these factors instead of just using the vague, instead of using the vague words like aspects and factors. And we always tend to use these words. And I myself do that actually. I fall into these kind of loopholes. And usage of adjectives like good and bad, important, crucial and vital. I mean, we use these words crucial and vital, and I like the word crucial and vital, and I think they are really academic words, and I like them so much. But what is crucial and what is vital, and how are they crucial? How is this particular thing I'm talking about crucial, and how is it vital? Okay, that is making judgment. And that is making your reader feel like, well, your reader is going to think like, you think it's vital. I don't think it's vital. Yeah. And we all know that academic writing is about being objective, definitely, no bias, etc. That's another side of it. Yeah. So what is actually crucial and how is it crucial? So as I said with the first point, say how it is crucial. Not just say it's crucial, but say how it is crucial. Okay, so how is it effective? Okay, so if you say something is effective, say how is it effective? instead of saying just effective and full stop, and crucial full stop, vital full stop, important full stop. Yeah, the reader would be feeling like, how? Tell me, I need more. Yeah, but if we just say crucial, that is just wordiness. You're using words without adding to the meaning of what you want to say. Yeah, and adverbs like basically and quiet. And we use these adverbs a lot, basically and quiet. And in speaking, we use basically a lot, basically, but in speaking, we are allowed that, of course, because speaking gives us like the liberty to use our body language and eye contact, etc. All this can help, communicate the meaning. But in writing, it's an entirely different story. So these will be like extra words. If you don't get right to your point of what you want to say, this will be like extra words, and they are not needed. Yeah. Okay. So what else? And yes, circumlocution words. What is this? This is like, yes, this is like trying to say something but going around and around and around in circles. Trying to say something but saying it in a way that's not direct. Saying it, yes, that's right. Saying it in a way that's indirect, actually. Yes. Okay, he's not the only one he's not the only one. Okay, he's not the only one who wants test for teacher competency. Yeah, so instead of saying everyone wants that, we're saying he's not the only one. So that is like, as we say, beating around the bush. It's not like getting directly to the point who want to communicate. That is saying it in a way that is in a roundabout way. Yeah, it is not unlikely that the virus can spread. The virus can probably spread. Instead of using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words, I can say exactly the same thing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words, cutting down on 4 words. Yeah, and going along with the proposal was considered a gain. Yeah. Describing a chair, instead of saying it's a chair, describing a chair, yeah, giving its description instead of saying actually it's a chair, yes. And academic writing is about that. It's about saying what we want to say, and instead of just going around, in roundabouts or something. Yeah, it's just being direct and being clear instead of saying going along with the proposal was considered again. We can say following the proposal was reconsidered. So we cut down on how many words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We cut down on 3 words. Yeah. Always coming back to the rule of writing, of academic writing. If you can say something in 5 words, do not say it in 8, 9, 10 words. Yeah, cut down on words. Okay, so what else? Some words, some word phrases, and we all do that actually. Due to the fact that we want to sound academic, we want to sound academic, and there's nothing wrong with that. It is not a crime. We are academics, and we are, allowed to write and speak in an academic way. But these kind of phrases are wordy. They're loaded, they're laden with words, but they do not serve the purpose. Due to the fact that we can simply say because. There's a spelling mistake. Having the ability to, we can say somebody is able to, or can. And at the present time, we can say now or currently. So cutting down on 2, 3 words. Yeah, saying exactly the same thing, but in a direct way and in fewer words. Okay, so these phrases are wordy, and they will take more time for the reader to get through to your points, and maybe they may make your writing vague and unfocused. Okay, so I've got a second task for you. Yeah, so far so good. How's it going? Yeah. Okay. So task 2. Again, we're cutting down on words. So we're doing exactly the same thing that we did in task 1. We're cutting down on the number of words in each and every sentence. like to use the chat box. I've got it open. Does anybody have a suggestion for number 1? Okay, need to scroll up. Sorry, okay. Eminent, yes, the word eminent, yes. And the word crucial, thank you. The word eminent and the word crucial. Delete the word eminent, yes. It is crucial to consider the eminent factors that affect, so how can I write it? That affect the environment. Okay, do we need the word crucial? It is crucial to consider the factors, the eminent factors. Okay, so let's delete eminent. So we'll delete eminent. It's crucial to consider the factors that affect the environment. It's about it. Okay, or can we write it in a different way if we delete the word crucial? Crucial is necessary here for emphasis. And that is one of the reasons why we use wordiness, to emphasize. Okay, I agree with you, Stephen. But I can also say the factors that affect the environment should be considered or something like that. Basically, for number 2. Okay. So yes, I will keep crucial. I'll agree with you. Yeah. It's crucial to consider the factors that affect the environment. For number 2, the study provides many good opportunities to reflect upon, what's the word? To reflect upon many practices, to reflect upon just the standards of practice. What is to delete? Okay, so many is to be deleted. Good is to be deleted. Thank you, Iman, and thank you, Suha. So sorry, Suhaila. So good, many is to be deleted, good is to be deleted, because opportunities are good anyway. Yeah, it is something that's implied in the word. So I don't need good. The study provides opportunities to reflect upon the standards of practices. Yes, deleted 2 words, that's a win. Okay, the plan is basically vital. Basically, yes, the plan is vital. Yeah, we can say that. We can say the plan is vital, and it does give the meaning of the sentence. Now, what about number 4? The virus was discovered during the same time that people in hundreds were hospitalized. Yes, thank you. During the same time. So the virus was discovered, can I say, when people in hundreds were hospitalized? Can I say that? Yeah. While, thank you. While, yes. So the virus was discovered while people in hundreds were hospitalized. Yes, we can say that. Yeah. Delete the same time as, the same time that. Okay. What about number 5? AP pedagogy gives a lot of consideration to the use of classroom technology for the many different roles it plays in increasing the students' learning. This sentence is really long. Okay, at the present time, we delete it currently. At the present time, yes, I agree. Thank you. Many different. Okay, many different. I can replace it with various, maybe. Yeah, various roles. Anything else? I need to focuses. Where's focuses? Focuses. Okay, I've got consideration. So the same sentence can read currently EAP, currently or now or nowadays, okay, using one word for at the present time. EAP pedagogy gives consideration to the use of, well, recently, yes, I agree, Afra, to the use of classroom technology for the various roles it plays. Thank you. Somebody has given me the sentence. Even consider considers classroom technology increases students' learning? Yes, I agree. That's a good one, actually. Yeah, that's a good one. EAP pedagogy considers classroom technology increases students' learning. Yes, I agree with that one. Yeah. Okay. Because if I say for the various roles it plays, that makes it wordy. If I say for the various roles it plays, yeah, it will be like wordy. Okay. Or maybe I can just say because it increases the students' learning. I can also say that. I can say currently EAP pedagogy gives consideration to the use of classroom technology because it increases the students' learning. Very straightforward. Yeah, cut down on many words. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. Okay, so reasons for wordiness, Stephen says being emphatic. Yes, we want to emphasize what we want to say. Okay, we want to be emphatic. We want to emphasize what we want to say. That is one reason. Sometimes we are not aware of it. We are all good writers. We are all good thinkers. We have so many ideas to express at a time. We get taken. We get sort of carried away by our own thinking and ideas. And we are not aware that we are doing it. That's why proofreading, of course, is important. Sometimes interference from first language will play a role. So because language is something that gets internalized, it becomes part of our thinking, our attitude, how we see, how we think. So we would write something in a second language and get a feeling that it is not correct, while it would be correct. Yeah. So that is natural. That is natural. We only need training in writing or sort of we only need training in writing in the second language. Our attempts to sound academic, we have the right to sound academic, trying to hit a word limit too. Yes, there's a word limit, definitely, especially when we write assignments and reports. Yeah. Okay, sometimes we want to sound academic, so we use words like due to the fact that, and etc. These words, these phrases, these wordy phrases, and sometimes they do cost us a lot. They do more damage to our writing than good. So that is something to remember. These are some of the reasons for wordiness, and I'm going to ask you if you have got more reasons to add to my list. Can you think of more reasons to add to this list? Why sometimes we tend to be wordy? Sometimes we're uncertain. We get a feeling that we have not said it clear enough. And maybe the reader will not get it first time. So we repeat it second time, which is not good. Word count, yes. Word count, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so even when we're given, sometimes when we were given a writing task, and the teacher would say like, you have to write like 500 words. You want to make sure that you want to write 500 words that give good information, not just words that take up space and not add to the meaning of your writing. So let's try to be economic with our words. Like, let's use our words in a way that serves our purpose. Yeah, even we want to. Sometimes, yes, we're not familiar with alternative terms of vocab, and that has got to do with we're using a second language. Circumlocution, locution, C-U-T-I-O-N, happens sometimes when the writer does not know a certain vocab, so they go around. Yes, that's right. You get a feeling that the reader is not getting it, and that is just a feeling. It is just a feeling. Yeah, you get a feeling that the reader is not getting it. So you tend to repeat it again, over and over again. But what you're doing, you're sort of beating around the bush, you're not getting straight right to the point. Yeah. That is, yes, that happens. It's just a feeling. It's a feeling. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes, yes, we're not thinking clearly. Yes, we don't have thoughts. We don't have clear thoughts, unclear thoughts. Yeah, that's right. Because Writing is a skill that starts with reading. Writing is a skill that starts with reading, as speaking is a skill that starts with listening. So reading will give us the, you know, the food for writing, definitely. So yeah, sometimes we don't have thoughts. I've been listening to somebody who said for writers, you know, expert writers think like when we get trained in writing, you know, that they will say like you have to have an outline first. You have to structure your writing. You have to have an outline first. But sometimes for some writers, this does not work. Actually, you think your ideas while you're writing. For some writers, you think your ideas while you're writing because the writing process itself will help you create and generate more ideas. But sometimes if you don't have like clear ideas, that's a problem. Yes. Yeah, you would like, Ibrahim says, you would like to say exactly the same thing, but you want to use other words. And you want to use other words to say exactly the same thing, but you fall into a loophole of being wordy. So that is one of the reasons. Okay. These are just my suggestions of how to sort of avoid being wordy in our writing. Elimination of fillers, the dead words, as we spoke about before. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the fillers, the dead words. I've got an example. Experts commonly believe that virus mutation is caused by wide rejection of vaccination. Yeah, I mean, the fillers like commonly believe. Yeah, I mean, we can use the passive voice here. We can say it is believed, can't we? I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3 words, 4 words. I can cut them down to it is believed, the 3 words. So instead of writing 4 words, I can write 3 words using the passive voice and instead of the active voice to make it shorter. We can say that, right? Can't we? Yeah, it's commonly believed. We all like the word it's commonly believed. It's widely understood, you know, words like that. And these phrases are wordy, and they do not serve a purpose to the points we are writing about. Redundancies, elimination of redundancies was like hilariously funny. I mean, if we say somebody's hilariously funny, we are repeating the same thing, aren't we? Yeah, I mean, if we just say somebody's funny, that's it. We don't need hilariously, do we? And the words like the basic fundamentals, we use that. We write that. We say the basic fundamentals, and we forget these are back to back. These are back to back words that mean exactly the same. And the past history evolve over time. And in the year 2020. Okay, so we can just say in 2020, can't we? Instead of saying in the year, because 2020 is a year, isn't it? Yeah. So these are all redundancies. I mean, we're repeating the same words. And repetition can be, redundancies can be in words like hilariously funny, the basic fundamentals, etc. Do we have more examples like these ones, like redundancies in words? Yeah, hilariously funny, basic fundamentals, past history, evolve over time in the year 2020, but can't we do that sometimes? In speaking, we are allowed that, definitely, in speaking. In writing, it will seem wordy, clearly visible, thank you, yes, clearly visible, yes, yes. Absolutely correct, thank you, Afra. Yeah, completely finished, something like that. Yes. Okay. And redundancy can also take, many people believe that it is arguable. Yes, thank you, Ayman. Yes, yes. Many people believe that, and it's arguable. Yes, thank you. Okay. Redundancy can also be in information when we repeat it. When we repeat the same information, say exactly the same thing again. Usage of solar energy can have positive impacts on the environment. If we utilize your solar energy, we can stop damaging the environment in many ways. So we have repeated the same information. Yeah. I mean, the writer got the feeling that the first point is not, the first sentence is not good enough. So or the information has not been communicated yet to the reader, so he or she repeated themselves again. Okay. So that is another way to avoid wordiness. Avoid stating the obvious, further explanation. Okay, so that is a loophole. If we think of it as further explanation, you need to write something that adds to the sentence. Okay, so you need to write something that adds to the sentence, not saying the same thing over and over again. Suhaila, definitely. Yeah, you want to add something. Yeah, you want to add something that adds to the sentence, that adds to the meaning of the sentence. Yeah, probably if I write usage of solar energy can have positive impacts on the environment, and then my second sentence should talk about what are these positive impacts of solar energy, instead of saying the same sentence again. Yeah. And stating the obvious, we do that, don't we? I mean, the data analysis section analyzes both the quantitative and qualitative data. So we do that. Look at the word analyzes. Yeah, we are sort of stating the obvious. It's the analysis section of our writing. Yes, I. So stating the obvious is something that we all do, actually. We all do that. Yeah, the word analysis, analysis is from the word analysis. We can definitely write this sentence. Somebody's phone is on. Somebody's phone is on. Okay. Okay, I'll just continue. Okay, so expert consultation also helps us a lot. You know, once we have written something, we can ask for help. I mean, we can ask another person to read it, an expert to read it, and maybe, you know, maybe highlight areas that we can always use the help of another person. Either we are faculty, either we are academics, either we're expert writers, etc. Yeah, there's no harm in that, and it is good practice. Asking for help from expert consultant or writing centers, yeah, or proficient writers. And sometimes when you have written something, you it does help me actually. You read it aloud. When you read it aloud, you get a feeling of the repetition. Where exactly am I repeating myself? Where exactly is the fault? Because you get a sense of it. Because we listen to the language a lot, so it gets internalized. We get a sense of what is right and what is wrong. Yeah. So when you read it aloud, it will definitely help. Definitely. Remedial writing courses and okay, remedial writing courses will help everybody, definitely. So if you feel that we need some kind of, and these days they're available online. Many institutions will have them online, so they are very accessible and the prices are reasonable. Stephen is saying the word arguably should never be used. You have a reason to say that, definitely. And using proofreading software, definitely nowadays, like Grammarly, etc. They help us a lot, applications. I personally do not see any problem in using that. Yeah, so sometimes we feel it's wordy. Sometimes, yes, you read it aloud and you get a feeling that, what you have written is wordy. But sometimes we don't know how to fix that. That is where consultation comes in. That is why we go to writing centers and ask for their help. They will help, definitely. Yeah. Sometimes we write something and we leave it for some time, and then we come the next day and read it again, and that will help us. So when you leave it for some time and then you come to read it the next day, you look at it with a fresh eye, actually. So you will get to know where the problems are. That can help a lot. Yeah. Proofreading is something that's important. We don't write, I mean, that is the mistake that many of our students make, sorry. They write and they submit for grading. They do not read what they've written. And proofreading is something that's important. Expert writers do it. The most expert writers do proofreading. Of course, I will do myself a lot of injustice if I write something and just submit it for publication. Yeah, it has to be proofread. It has to be proofread. So when we proofread for, these are also something. Nominalization, which is turning a verb into an adjective, turning a verb or an adjective into a noun. Example, I must make some corrections to my assignment mistakes. I can say I must correct instead of say I must make some corrections, which makes me end with like how many words? 3 words extra. I can just say I must correct my assignment mistakes. I can say that. Yeah. We can get rid of the verb to be if it is not used to define something or describe it. Her expectation is to become a lawyer. We can say she expects to become a lawyer. We can say that. Yeah. Dummy subjects like it and there. We can also get rid of them. There's a good chance global warming will increase in the next year. Global warming is likely to increase in the next 10 years. Yeah, so there is a good chance. So I got rid of there is, and I got rid of good chance. Okay. And meaningless words and phrases like kind of. Yes, inshallah, definitely. So words like kind of, widely discussed, these are vague. Due to the fact that we have discussed it, highly acceptable, and in order to determine, yeah, these are just words. They do not add meaning to what we do. Yeah, so I would expect if we use in order to determine. So if we use in order to determine the factors behind something, we can just say them straight up. We can just say, you know, these factors. We can say A, B, C, D, E, F. Why not? Yeah, get it straight to the point. Yeah. Okay, so these phrases are wordy. Redundant person, we spoke about them. Like back-to-back words, they mean exactly the same, like hilariously funny. The final outcome, and you kindly gave me some suggestions. The final outcome, each individual, sudden crisis, the final verdict, completely finished. Needless to say, yes. Needless to say, yes. Thank you. Okay, so I've got another task for you. I've got 3 paragraphs. You're going to look at the paragraphs, and we're going to work on this together and try to eliminate the wordiness in these paragraphs. Okay. So the first one, the passport office. I'm going to give you time to read it. Okay, yes, because I've got 3. Thank you, Asma. Yes. Damaged or destroyed, yes, exactly the same meaning. Just using one of them, yeah? Mm-hmm. Eligible applicants, yes, like we can just say applicants. We can say applicants should contact the passport information. What about as a result of the recent floods? If I say because of the floods, it's exactly the same number of words. Okay. Any more? What about the word further? Further. Do you feel it's important? Can we just say for information? We can just say for information, can't we? Yeah? Yes. Okay. I'm still thinking about as a result of the recent floods. I'm thinking if we can modify it a little bit. I can't think of anything, but due to, yes, due to. Only 2 words, yes, only 2 words. Destroyed due to the floods. Once I say the floods, everybody knows what kind of floods, the recent floods. There's no harm in saying further, but why would anybody dial 99899? Yeah. I feel, Stephen, I don't feel it's necessary because if we talk, because the context is shared. So once I say floods, people understand what floods exactly I'm talking about, I think. Yeah. So once we have shared context, like we know what we're talking about, then, and this happens when? This happens like we as teachers, when we write articles for other teachers, we are a discourse community. So when we write articles to be shared with other teachers, then the context is shared. The topic is known to us as teachers. Yeah. So I would suggest no, recent is not important. Further is not important. Just dial this number for information. Why would anybody dial this number? They will dial it for information. Yeah. I'm thinking further is an adjective that is not needed in here. That's my thinking. You might disagree with me. Okay, I've got paragraph 2. Agency, because I've got organization already. Thank you. Assist. The matter. Because the matter is a vague word, isn't it? That's the word I'm looking for, the word assist. Okay. Also is redundant. Individuals can also is redundant. Thank you. Assist instead of the noun. Yes. To us. Yeah. To us, it's not needed. They can make a complaint. To us, it's not needed. Yes. And the word agency or organization, back-to-back redundancy. Okay. Yes, thank you so much. Instead of saying has been, I can reduce that to is mishandled. They think, if they think. Okay, so what is to be replaced by that? Yes, if their information, thank you so much. If they think, we can say if their information. Yes, thank you so much, Amla. Thank you. Has been mishandled. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Are we doing number 3 now? Number 3. We also. Works. So works can be eliminated. Brings, yes, just in one word. Works to bring can be just brings. Thank you. Aid agency brings. Yes, yes, I agree. Yeah, thank you, Bangla. Conflict, where's the word conflict? Disasters. Yes, yes, that is disasters and conflicts are back-to-back redundancy. Yes, yes. One of them. Aid agency assists people. Okay. Yes. Okay, anymore. We also provide, and we also provide to be replaced by, have been devastated, affected. Thank you, Hanan. Yes, affected, has been devastated, affected or devastated. Hmm? We've got the word rebuild and rehabilitate, right? Exactly the same word meaning. Yeah. Okay. Any more suggestions? No need for emergency work. No need for emergency. The word emergency will provide relief. Yes, I agree. I agree. It's an aid agency, so providing relief. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, so towards the end of the paragraph, we have rebuilt and rehabilitate towards a sustainable future. Can we sort of cut down on that? Okay, Afra has got it. The sentence started can be shortened to, okay, the people whose lives provide emergency relief in the initial stage of the disasters and continued support. We can say we provide emergency relief and continued support. Yeah. What about the final towards a sustainable future? Anything? Can delete towards a sustainable future. Yeah, because when people rebuild and rehabilitate, they're rebuilding for the future, right? Yeah. Okay, so we can, okay, continue support to affected communities as they rebuild or as they rehabilitate. Full stop. Yeah, I think. Okay. Any more suggestions? Any more suggestions? I think that's all from me. That is all from me. This is where I got my information from. Okay, so any comments, anything to add? Finished early.
Okay, as usual, mashallah, Ms. Summaya Elhussain, a very, very insightful, very, I'm using Wordy. Wordiness.
Okay, that's fine. It's okay. And speech is okay, it's allowed. Speech is allowed.
Actually,
Yeah.
it is a very insightful, very informative, very useful, very valuable presentation. I myself, I learned a lot from this, and I'm going to use it, inshallah, in the future. Any questions, dear ladies and gentlemen? By the way, I'm sharing these three links as usual, so please start with the feedback, the survey link. And still, if you have any questions for Ms. Summaya, I'm sure that she's going to be very pleased to answer your questions, or if you have any comments, you can add them. By the way, for filling out the evaluation form, the sooner the better. Usually it expires after 10 minutes. So good if you do it as soon as possible. Any questions, any comments?
Okay, so was there something that you expected to see in this workshop that you have not seen? All right, so that I get some ideas for my next one.
MashaAllah, it was very comprehensive actually. Very,
you.
very thorough. Sometimes, Ms. Summaya, sometimes some participants ask for the slides. I don't know
Yes.
whether you mind.
I'm okay. No, I don't mind at all. No, I don't mind.
So
Yeah.
good, if you don't mind, if you send us a copy to me or Dr.
can do.
Basim or Dr.
Yes.
Luan or Dr. Basma, and then we
Yes.
can share them. Thank you very much.